If you've been watching ChickFix for a while, then you may have noticed that my family and I are also RV campers. On my Facebook page, I get asked a lot of questions about RV life and how it all works. So I'm starting a new installment, Glamping with ChickFix. Airplane. So my family and I have been RV camping for about 3 years or so now, and this by no means makes me an expert, but I have learned a lot about the different types of campers and the benefits and drawbacks of each, and I'm going to share that with you today. A pop-up is a camper that you can tow behind a car that will pop up into place like a tent when you arrive at your destination. Now, there's a lot of different types of pop-ups out there, but generally speaking, they're less expensive than other types of RVs. They're a lot more compact and a lot more lightweight, and therefore easy to tow behind even a standard car as long as you have a hitch. They're also easy to store and often can even fit inside your garage. The drawback of being small and compact, though, is that you don't really have a lot of storage space, and there's less amenities than you would have in a larger RV. They're a great next step up from tent camping if you, like me, don't want to sleep on the ground anymore. A benefit of them being so small is that you can take them to just about any campground anywhere. There really won't be any size issues for you. Now, if you need a little bit more space or a little bit more comfort, then you're going to want to think about a travel trailer. There's a huge selection of tow-behind travel trailers out there, from the tiny to the large to the iconic. These days they also make this hybrid trailer that's a regular travel trailer with pop-ups on the sides. It's hard to talk about travel trailers in any sort of definitive sense because there's so many different models out there. Ultimately, you just have to decide what's the most important thing to you. Smaller travel trailers are a little easier to tow and offer a wider variety of the different types of campsites that you can take them to. But of course, because they're smaller, they have less space and fewer amenities. Larger models are more difficult to tow and might limit you slightly in terms of the kinds of campsites you can book, but they offer a lot more space and a lot more availability of amenities. Medium and large-size travel trailers are, generally speaking, a lot heavier than a pop-up. So at this point, towing capacity of your vehicle becomes very important. Just because your minivan has a hitch on it doesn't mean that you can tow anything you want. You gotta match the towing capacity of the vehicle with the weight of the travel trailer. And if you don't have a vehicle like a pickup truck or something else that's powerful enough to tow that much weight, you're gonna have to buy one. Now, from there, we're gonna talk about fifth wheels. Just like with travel trailers, there's a lot of variety of size, from small to really big. They're called a fifth wheel because of the way they hitch to the bed of the truck. That turning mechanism is known as the fifth wheel. They're frequently larger than a travel trailer and as a result, a little more expensive. The benefit of a fifth wheel over a travel trailer is that they're a little more spacious inside, and people say that they're easier to tow. The interior of the fifth wheels that I've been into look a lot like a house, or maybe my first apartment. And with a fifth wheel, you really have to think about towing capacity. A standard pickup truck may not have enough power to pull it. So a lot of people prefer a dually or a dual axle truck that has a lot more power and a lot more torque to tow something that heavy. Now let's talk about what I have, which is a motorhome. There are three basic classifications for motorhomes. There's a Class A, which is a tour bus style motorhome. There's a Class B, which is basically a van that has been outfitted with a bed and some amenities on the inside for living. And then there's a Class C, which is basically a cross between the two. What we have is a Class A. We originally had a travel trailer, and when we decided to get something different, we kind of thought about doing maybe a fifth wheel or a motorhome. And what sold it for us was the comfort of driving in the motorhome with kids. You have access to a refrigerator, to a bathroom, to televisions. If you've got a generator on board, you can actually run your televisions the whole time. You can sit at a table and play games. It makes travel with a family a lot easier. Another great thing about a motorhome is that you don't have to worry about what you're going to tow it with. But once you get to your destination, you have to think about how you're going to get around. Even if you have a Class B or a Class C, to have to unhook to go to the grocery store and then rehook everything up when you come back is a big pain in the neck. We typically tow my husband's truck with us so that we can get around. If you're going somewhere where everything is in walking distance, or you can Uber or take trains or take buses, that's great. But if not, you'll have to tow something with you. There's still a lot more to consider when you're purchasing an RV, so make sure you watch part 2 for some more insider tips on what to look out for. I see you up there, squirrel. Don't you judge me. Glamping with ChickFix. And some other people. I haven't had my coffee yet, sorry.